Hey guys, in the fast lane here. I was gonna use my Milwaukee M18 9.0 battery. However, it's on one bar, and when I go to charge it, this is what I get. I just get a green light. No flashing red light, no flashing green light, no red and green, just solid green light. And that tells me that it's just not taking a charge. Basically, the chip inside this battery is not accepting a charge. It's telling it's full, but it's really not. I'm going to show you how to fix this. You can't really jump it. There's other ways where you can connect two terminals together, positive to positive, negative to negative with 18 volts, and it'll, jump it. That's not the case with this. This is a balance issue, and I'm going to show you how to fix it right now. With the quick jump start, you would just take a positive cable right here and a negative cable right here, run it to another battery, positive and negative, or negative and positive, whichever way you have it turned, and then it will just kind of neutralize it a little bit and allow it to take a charge. However, like I've said earlier, that is not going to work in this case. This is a balance issue. Let's go ahead and flip the battery upside down, and we have 2, 4, 6, 8 Torx bit screws, and 4 of those, the ones here and here, down here, are security Torx bits. Now what we'll need is we'll need a T8 Torx bit. This is a T8, and then we will need a T20. If you look closely right here, you can see a hole on this one, but this one doesn't have a hole. This is the security T20. Go ahead and take the center ones out. These are the T8. And we have 4 of these. These are the short ones. Those are done. 4 short, and then these ones are the long ones. Now, these are going to be shorter than these ones, I believe, or I could be wrong. These ones might be the long ones. We'll have a look. Yep, these are the shorter ones. You can see the size right there. Not too long. The other ones are much longer. I basically sat this in a drawer for a long time. Several years. Didn't use it. It was charged, but then it stopped taking a charge just recently. When I went to put it on the charger, it didn't charge back up. Actually, these might be the same size. I could be wrong. Let's look. Nope, they're definitely longer. There you go. Much longer. All right, we have all those out. Now there's 2 ways to do this. If you want to do it the ultra safe way, you can just take off this top hat right here and leave it like that. And then you can access, these right here are the terminals. So you got 2 here, you got a stack of cells, like I would say 6 or 3. I believe there's 2 sets of 6, and then there's a 3rd cell. This is the 3rd cell down here, there's 3. Anyhow, so you got 3.4, 3.7, 4 volts here. You really want to see 4 volts on all of them. So let's say 4 volts, 4 volts, and 4 volts. If we don't get that, and we get like 3.4, 3.2, 3.3, then we have a balancing issue, and that's what we're after. Now this is a safe way. This is a little more riskier way, where you pull it out. But you can leave it in here if you just want to be safe and not worry about anything. Plus, you don't want the screws touching. If you start doubling it up, you'll short things out. Now, this is 18 volts. This terminal and this terminal is 18 volts. It's not gonna get you. This is DC voltage. This isn't AC. Direct current, not alternating current. But high enough direct current, you will feel it for sure. Anyhow, this right here should equal 18 volts. Let me just get these screws out of the way so we don't cause any problems. With the multimeter set the voltage right here. You see that negative symbol right there? That minus? That means we have the probes backwards. That means that this is the positive over here and this is the negative. That's how we're going to find positive and negative, the polarity. That's what we need to look for. You need to pay attention. You definitely don't want to put the positive on the negative. As far as multimeter, it doesn't matter, but when we're sending voltage in to charge it, you definitely have to get it right. As you can see, this is 3.282 volts, which this is an unbalanced section. If you look at the section, we have 2, 4, 6 batteries. We have 6 batteries in this section, then you have another 6 here, and then you have 3 right here. And then they even go in series as well, where you can come over here and touch, let's try this one, and you'll get higher voltage. So you get 10 volts, because that's a series. Anyhow, we're just doing the sections, the parallel sections. 3.2, go up to the next one. 3.3, that's unbalanced, and 4. See, that's a good one. Now this is all the positive side over here, as you can see, except for this one right here. Well, there it is. Go like this. This is the positive over here. That's positive. So we got 4 volts. We got about 3.3, and we have about 3.2. These two sections right here, this one and this one, these cells need to be balanced. And we're going to balance them right now with a balancing tool. For this repair, I'm going to use this Lipo balancer. It's a pretty nice little unit. Lets you plug in some ports with a big connector. This one has pretty much all the ports. This one right here is an EC3 connector. Charges those scooter batteries and things like that. This one that I'm going to use is a XT60 connector. I got one of these adapters that lets me adapt it to one of these barrel plugs. And then it goes from the barrel plug to little alligator clips. And this will let me clip it on there. All I do is pretty much just plug this into here. Right here on this side, positive, negative. Make sure you get it right, because it has to be right on the battery. And then we'll take the power right here, just plug it in. Now this Lipo balance charger has a lot of different features. You can go to the battery types. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it to Lipo battery. I'm going to hit enter. Now I already have this set up to 0.1 amp and 3.7 volts. That's what this is. It'll actually charge it probably 4.3, but it's just telling you these are a 3.7 18650 battery basically. And then you can change it to different ones. As you can see, it has presettings. This one right here, if you want to change it, you just hit that enter. You can change the amperage, and then you can change the voltage. It has preset 7.4, 11.1, 14.8, 18, 22. It'll charge the whole thing. If I put it on those main terminals that are 18 volts, it'll do it. You can also set it to auto. I'm setting it 0.1 amp, 3.7 volts. Now in order to start this, you just hold the enter button and it'll start. I have it set up. Now what I want to do is I want to test one more time just to verify the positive and negative. So this right here, That's the wrong way. This is the positive on this side. All right, so positive goes here, positive goes here. We can just click it on the side. Positive, and then the negative goes here. Let's just double verify one more time. So we can even touch it there. There we go. So this is positive, this is negative. Now we'll take the negative. We'll put the negative, well, kind of came off. You can pretty much grab anywhere. Anywhere you can grab it. Let's see. I want a good grip. I don't want it falling off. All right, there's that. And that's not going to be a good grip. I might have to split them apart a little more. There we go. Now I'm going to show you this real quick. I just have it clipped in right there. And then on this side, I have it clipped in wherever I could pretty much grab it. Probably have to bend that back. But for now, that is negative and positive. Now, all we do is hold this button right here. Make sure you have it set right. There we go. It's checking the battery. As you can see, now we press enter. It says 1 seer, 1 seer. There it goes. It's charging 3.3 volts right now. And it'll go for a series of whenever it hits the voltage that it needs. We're going to go ahead and leave this right here just like this. While it's charging, let's just give it a quick check. 3.286. You can use this Lipo safe bag right here. This is a fiberglass bag. It will take the heat. And it would be good to use, but it's a little small. I'm just going to leave it like that, just on this workbench, away from everything, and we'll come back. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the amps. It's going to take a little bit. Currently, right now, we are at 3.308 volts. You saw what it was earlier, but we're at 20 minutes already. It's going to take a long time. I'm going to bump it up to probably 1.5 amps, 1 to 1.5 amps. I've seen 2 amps. That you could even probably go to 3 or 4 amps. So I'm going to stop it, and we are going to hit the enter once, and you can see it flashing. So we're just going to set it. I'll do 1 amp real quick. We're going to hit enter, enter, and now we're going to hold it down. Checking the battery, and hit enter to confirm. There we go. Now we're getting 3.4 volts instead of 3.3. And we'll just let this charge up. I went ahead and bumped it up to 2 amps. Got a really big lightning storm going on right now, but I turned it off and I plugged in a surge protector. You definitely don't want to be messing around with lightning as you're trying to inject voltage into this battery and get some kind of surge that goes through it, and well, you're hooked up to a lithium battery pack. That wouldn't be good. So I'd suggest definitely using a surge protector when you're doing this. I don't know if you can hear it rumbling out there, but it's lightning, thundering real good out there. Looks like it's finished up. It stopped at 4.19 volts. When we test it on the battery, we're getting 3.88. Next parallel group. Let's go ahead and pull this off. And then let's just double check it. We're going to hit this one and this one. Yep, 3.384. So when we just did, it was like 3.2 or something. Now it's 3.87. Now we're going to go positive on this side right here. And then negative over here, 3.84. So I'm going to clip it here, negative, and clip it there, positive. Let's go ahead and grab a little section. Kind of have to bend that out. If you look right here, I just grabbed it right there. And then skip this one. You can see how I bent it out right there a little bit. Now we got to grab it here somewhere. Let's see. It's kind of tough. Let's see. Probably just have to do it like that. You can see I got it like that. Okay. Got it on there good. We'll leave that like that. Now let's set this up. So we'll stop it. I have it set at 2 amps. 2 amps sped it up real good and it didn't get hot. I checked it periodically and it was just fine. I would go with 2 amps. If you're worried about the condition of your battery, you can always lower the amperage just to be safe. I'm going to go ahead and enter. Oh, got to hold it. Checking the battery. All right. And there we go. So now we're at 3.6 volts. And now we're going up to 3.72. Just finished up the second parallel group. When we test it real quick, we have 3.9291 volts. The next one, put the positive here and the positive here. This will top off the series. Let's go ahead and clip on there. Positive and then the negative. Let's just double check it again before you go hooking it up. Pay attention to that negative symbol right here. You won't see it if it's correct. So yep, positive, negative. Let's go ahead and clip this one. Some of them are kind of difficult. There we go. There it goes. Now once charging, we're going to do it to that. Once that tops off, then we're going to come over here and charge up that other 3.4, and then we'll be able to put it on the charger and it should charge. We might have to drain it because this is actually going to fully charge this battery. Right now we got those 3 bars, but we're going to get into 4 bars once we fully charge it. We'll have to drain it and then put it back on and see if it charges. This one just finished up. Go ahead and test the voltage real quick. 4.05, that's what we're looking for. The first one is 4.08, 4.07, that's close enough. You don't really want to be too far off. Like if you were 0.1 off, that's too much. You want to bring it closer to 4 volts. Now we got to test for the next section. So right here we have 4.08, that one's complete. And then this next one, which is kind of a series, these are parallel, this one's in a sideways series. 4.05, those two are complete. Let's test this one. 3.459, we gotta up this one. This is the positive, this is a negative. Let's go ahead and test this one real quick. 3.86, I'm gonna go ahead and bump this one. Bumping, basically, we're just gonna charge it again. We already charged it once, but it didn't bring it all the way up. So we're gonna hit it again with the same amps, 2 amps with 3.7 volt. So this one has to be this way. All right, so positive on this side. Let's go ahead and stop everything. Positive there. Double check it real quick one more time. This unit has a polarity checker. If you put it in wrong, it'll tell you reverse polarity or polarity off. You don't have to worry about accidentally messing it up. All right. There we go. We'll let this run and it should hit 4.2 volts and then get it back close to 4.05, 4.08. If we can get to that, then we'll be finished with that. If you look right here, you can see how the amperage is dropping, 1.3, 1.2 amps. Once it reaches its peak voltage, it starts to drop the amperage. It's a smart, intelligent charger. A rule of thumb that you want to pay attention to with the voltage difference, you're going to want to be within, I would say 50 millivolts would be the greatest. If you're 100 millivolts, so if you look right now, 4.06, the 6 is millivolts, which would be 60 millivolts. If it was 4.1, the 1 would be 100 millivolts. What we're looking at is 4.060 millivolts. Now, since we're at 60 millivolts over the 4 volts, that's good. The other one we have over here is 40 millivolts over the 4. Basically, you don't want it to be 50 millivolts or let's say 4.9. If this is 4.04 and another one is 4, or let's say 4.1, which brings it 50 millivolts over the 0.4, that's too much. That's where you want to cut it off. You need to balance it better. Now what will happen is once we get all these cells within 50 millivolts of each other, we will be able to put it on the rapid charger, and this BMS right here will, after charging and discharging, will eventually have the whole pack balanced pretty much perfectly even. Right now we're trying to get it as snug as possible so that we can get it jump started on the rapid charger, and then the rapid charger will take it from there and balance the whole battery out. If you're too far off, you can create a lot of current, a lot of amperage, where it's trying to balance everything out, and if it's trying to move amperage to a certain parallel group or series, it can get really hot, and that's what we're trying to avoid. This section right here at 3.458 volts, this is too far off. We would not want to put it on the rapid charger with this being this big of a difference. This would create a lot of amperage go into these batteries and they would get really hot. This section would get pretty hot. That's way too far off. We need to bring it within 50 millivolts of these other parallel series groups. So 4.07, we need to bring it in within 50 millivolts of that. We're all finished with this one. This one came out to 4.07. This one right here is the next one we have to do, 3.459. Let's check this one, 4.05, 4.08. those are all good. We have one more section, which is this one right here. There we go, 3.459. So the positive is going to go here. And the negative will go right here. Right here. There we go. All right, let that run, and then after this, if we get them all within 50 millivolts, it'll be putting it back in and we'll give it a rapid charge. I have to admit, I got tired of waiting on this last section, so I jacked it up to 6 amps. Now it's topping out about 4.6 to 4.7 amps. These are brown top 18650, and I believe they're Samsungs. They're probably 3000 milliamp batteries, and they can handle 4 amps per cell. Since there's a group of 6, pretty much like 24 amps they can handle if you hit them all at once, combined in parallel series. However, 6 amps isn't going to do anything. It's not going to hurt them at all. I'm just going to periodically just touch the side to make sure they're not hot or anything. And that's about it. This should really increase the speed of charge rate. I was taking like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours per section, maybe even 5, because I had to do it twice. And with this, that's 3 times faster than 2 amps. We'll cut it down to maybe an hour. Just finishing up the last bit right here. Looks like we're at 4.08, that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Unclip it and just check the rest. Double check everything. This one we have 4.08, 4.08, hold up, 4.06, that's fine, 4.07, 4.04. Those are all within 50 millivolts. We're good. Now we're going to take this and put it back into its case. I'm only going to temporarily do this. Temporarily. Let's see here. It goes like this. All right. And I'm just going to put the top on. It might not charge because apparently it is already fully charged. If we look right here, all of them are lit up now. For the heck of it, we'll just slap it on there and see what happens. Yeah, it's not going to charge. I'm going to go ahead and drain it, hook it up to the drill, and see if we can't knock off a bar. Could take a while. Just going to put the screws back in. I really don't feel like sitting here all day holding it. I'm just going to zip tie it. And then we can just pop the battery out while it's running. I ran this battery for quite some time, probably about 10 minutes in total, maybe a little more on the impact. And it was 3 bars, but now it's showing 4 again because there's not a load on it. However, It still lost capacity. Let's go ahead and throw it on here, see what we get. There it is right there. We have a red light. It wouldn't do that before. It would only go green. Even when there was only 1 bar charged, it was always green. If you look right here, you could see red is charging. And that's pretty much how you save it. This battery right here, this 9 amp hour OEM genuine Milwaukee, is pretty pricey. I'm sure this is a couple $100 battery that we just saved. It's finishing up. You can see it flashing green right now. That means it's at the tail end of maximum charge. And that's it.